Biggest news of the Celtics offseason so far, biggest question rather, will Kyrie Irving be here long term? Well, Celtics play-by-play man Mike Gorman went on Celtics beat with Evan Valenti, and he had to say this about that.
Well, I mean, certainly if you're going to trade Kyrie, you get excited about there's got to be a whole lot coming back. Again, I think Danny he doesn't like to put the untouchable label on anybody. I do think Tatum is untouchable myself. I think it would take some unbelievable offer to wrest him away from Boston right now. But I think everybody else is probably in play to some degree. Again, if you're talking about the big guy from New Orleans, then you're going to have to be talking about a really, really good player to go back the other way. And that's the only player that I know of that the Celtics really would put everybody on the table for. And I don't think he's going to leave New Orleans, so I think that's a moot point. But Danny has a way sometimes of making things happen that don't look like they're going to happen.
All right, guys, so the question is, will Kyrie Irving be here long-term? Mike Gorman, we know he's connected. I mean,
I think when Mike Gorman says what we just heard, it's obviously him acknowledging that Danny has always left himself open to the possibility of trading away a star player or two or three in the offseason. And Kyrie Irving, given his situation coming into the 2018-19 season, is a possible trading chip for the Celtics. And you have to understand he has an injury history, and he is a player who is probably going to command a max contract. He will command a max contract, and you're talking about a $140 million commitment. So Danny Ainge thinks, well, I'm not going to let him walk, right, for nothing. And
that's what concerns me.
Yeah,
that would concern me because, excuse me, but like Danny's closeness with Gorman, not that Gorman had any inside track there. And if you you listen to the audio, Mike's, like you said, a lot of different possibilities. But is Danny concerned maybe that Kyrie is not going to re-sign, right, with the Celtics?
Well, I mean, he has to consider it as a possibility. I don't think he's necessarily worried about this possible situation coming up. I don't think he's awake late at night thinking, oh, my God.
Tregs, I am.
I don't, because you're really not.
No, I'm not. I'm not a loser like that. Come on.
Bust my, you know what? You can't do that to me, Nick. Anyway, the point I was trying to make is that Danny Ainge has always left himself open to a number of different possibilities. He never really, ever locks himself into a corner and closes himself into a corner.
Let me say this. So I think this has to be a different circumstance. It's Kyrie Irving. He may be the best point guard in the league behind Steph Curry. Maybe you say 3 or 4. Who cares? He's different. I think you need this guy to win a championship. What are you expecting to get in return for a guy who has an injury history and who demands top dollar in the market? What do you expect to get from him?
He's not doing it unless it's Davis. That's exactly what Gorman said. I mean, that's where the implication came.
But think about it. Is New Orleans doing that deal because they have Drew Holiday and Rajon Rondo? Like, no, it just doesn't make sense.
Rajon Rondo won't keep them, preclude them from trading for Kyrie.
I'm just saying they have a backcourt that's worked so far.
Green goggles, Rajon Rondo.
Hey,
no,
I'm just saying.
Look,
I'm just saying.
Danny Ainge will do what is in the best interest of the Celtics to get this team over the top as soon as possible. You're talking about a roster with Terry Rozier as the point guard that came within a really bad shooting night, a really bad shooting second half of reaching the NBA Finals.
So are you saying to trade Kyrie Irving because of
what
Terry Rozier could be?
No. Look, what I'm saying, Jacob, is that it's a reasonable possibility if the right trade comes down the pike for Danny, and he's thinking, well, this will open up our budget, open up our budget, that I won't have to commit these dollars to a player coming off a significant injury, and I can spend it somewhere else and get a prime player in return.
No, Nick, I'll just say this real quick. If it's Kawhi Leonard they're going to trade for?
No.
He's on contract.
That's not what Mike Gorman said.
I know. I'm just saying.
I say no. I mean, even Anthony Davis. I mean, the only reason that even makes sense is because Kyrie could still fill seats, put asses in the chairs, because otherwise the Pelicans are going to Seattle. Right? Yeah. If they can't fill that arena. So maybe it makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. We'll see.
All right. Will Kyrie Irving be here long term? We'll find out.